Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever the time zone you find yourself all over the world. Welcome to another presentation of the Issues Room here live from Monrovia, Liberia, where we're having our broadcast come to you from. My name is Volcano Shelton. Would like to welcome you wherever you are. It's a pleasure being here with you today. It's a national holiday in Liberia. It is the celebration of the first president of the Republic of Liberia's birthday, the late Joseph Jenkins Roberts. He was the first president who was sworn in 1847 when we gained independence as a sovereign nation. Today, there was pomp and pageantry all over the country. Folks went on the beaches. People are still partying out there, but I'm still, being a little professional here and going out to no nightclub, hanging in and taking my time, staying safe out here in Liberia. Let me quickly run to Delaware and bring in Moses Sandy on that end. Moses, good evening,
Yes,
welcome wherever you uh I'm not sure if you're in Newcastle because
I'm
sometimes you
I'm
go
in
places. So
Newcastle.
where are you right now?
I'm in Newcastle,
Okay.
and once again, I'm happy to be back in the issues room. And so let me say, happy JJ Rabbit Days, celebration in Liberia to you and our people out there in Liberia. Volcano today marked 213th birth anniversary of Liberia first president Joseph Jenkins Roberts. you know. I'm happy to be here, and let me say hats off to our many listeners and viewers out there. Welcome to the Issues Room. I mean, you look sharp. Oh.
We're having a little bit of connectivity. K-
Yeah, yeah, I can see from your end.
Sorry, I said,
Mm, yeah, hmm
yeah, we're having a little bit of connectivity problem. The internet is not as
yeah,
vibrant as it should be, even though the been fighting to get this what is called fiber optic
okay.
internet, but yet and still we're still going through the struggle, and so sometimes signal and connectivity is a problem, and I can see some freezing coming from your end. But viewers and listeners, wherever you are, if you're just joining us, please let us know you're there. Come in the chat room. The Issues Room is the alternative social media platform. We can be heard on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. The Issues Room page with repeat of our broadcast on ABC FM 105.1 here in Liberia. We have a good show tonight, Moses. We'll be looking at DATI, that's the Dehkontee Artists Theater Incorporated. We have Dr. Joe Baba, who is the executive director and founder. And we also have Meshach Elliott, and he's one of the coordinators of the branch out there in Maryland County. The organization is gearing up for its 45th celebration of existence as an organization, and that's coming up April 15th through the 17th when they'll be celebrating here in Liberia. But before we go to our studio guest, let's talk about the trending news of the day. Moses, I'm not sure what's going on with you, but can you
I'm
hear
okay.
me?
Yeah, I can see you. My connectivity appears from my end. It seems to be very good, and I also see that you have also made some significant improvement in your connectivity. Yeah, you look good.
You're really
Do you
you're
hear me?
really having
I'm
no.
okay.
You just you continue to freeze.
Oh, I don't know what's going on, but from what I'm monitoring, yeah, it seems that connectivity is very good at my end. I don't know what's going on. You still having difficulties hearing me and coming through?
Well, a few folks have come on already, so I believe that folks are picking up signal. One of my good old friend and brother from back in the day, Joseph Wright.
Hmm.
He says he's in town. He's here in the city, and he's also here. My man Wilmer Caillou is also online. Joetta Konowa Cisco is online, and Amy Bachu. So I guess I see the other guests. They're not freezing, so I don't know if it's coming from your end.
I don't
Um,
know. You want to ask the viewers if I'm freezing? If someone
but
can just make a
I mean, I
post.
can see you freezing.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. People are saying you're good.
Yeah, I
But
am. I don't know.
okay, but your audio is kind of freezing. That's why.
Oh my god, I don't know.
Go ahead, speak.
You want me to go out and come back? Do you hear me? Am I audible now? Or you
No, you're
still having
breaking
a
in and
challenge?
out. You're breaking in and out. So I'm
Okay.
not sure what's going on from. And again, connectivity doesn't seem to be bad because now, John Bridges, can you see me? Am I clear? Am I audible? Can you confirm that, John?
And also ask John if I'm audible as well.
All right. So folks are saying that they're getting us, but something is happening between you and me. Because I
Oh
again, like I
wow.
said, the connection is very good.
Yeah.
So
So let's do this. Let me go out and come
I
back.
think you should go. Let me just bring Dr. Baba here. We'll come
Y-
back.
Yeah.
Everyone is saying all is good from their ends, but
Yeah.
you are freezing on my end, and so I'm not hearing you.
Okay. So let me go out and come back.
Okay, so I would say just go out and come back.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it can be resolved. Uh, Dr. Baba, good evening. Welcome to the Issues Room. This is our 55th broadcast here. We're coming your way from Monrovia, and how you doing this evening?
Oh, very good. I'm happy to be on the show. I apologize for the little miscommunication, but I'm glad that we can, make it up because we're in this struggle together. And I just want to begin by stating how appreciative the honorable body of Dehkontee Artist Theater is towards your contribution, your promotion, your interest in the preservation of our history and culture, and your outreach. All of these activities are very, very inspirational. And I just want to say thank you and may the Lord richly bless you and your colleague, Mr. Moses Sandy, for what you guys are doing.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me bring back Moses. We'll come back to you, Doc, briefly. Moses, let's see again. I think the problem here is
Yeah.
that your feeder
Okay.
is breaking on my end, and that makes it difficult for me to hear anything. And so the
So
conversation,
do you
I
hear me
guess the
now?
audience can hear us and understand, but I'm not understanding because of
But then,
the
it makes it
constant
difficult.
buffering and
Yeah,
and
it
and
makes
in
it
your
difficult.
in your audio.
Mhm. Do you hear me now?
It's still the same. Just go ahead, talk about the trending news.
Yeah. The top story: the United States ambassador accredited to Liberia, Ambassador Michael McCarty, today in commemoration of the 213th Natal Day anniversary of Liberia's first president, Joseph Jenkins Ravers, penned an opinion piece called Opt-Ed, meaning opinion editorial. And in that editorial, Ambassador McCarty spoke very strongly about brazen corruption in Liberia. The ambassador recounted that since 7 years ago, on an annual basis, the United States government gives to Liberia in foreign assistance 110 million United States dollars every year. The US government also donates 79 million United States dollars on an annual basis to the health sector of Liberia. Of that amount, $9 million, according to Ambassador McCarty, is used for the purchase of drugs and other necessities. The primary objective of doing that is to improve the healthcare sector of the country. But the ambassador was very disappointed in his piece. He expressed disappointment that with all of these investment for Canada, clinics in Van Lofa County clinics in Sanicule, Nima County, are out of drugs. According to him, the embassy conducted its own investigation into the appalling healthcare system in these counties. And the ambassador said that they established that the drugs, were being stolen by health workers. I mean, this is unbelievable. And Volcano, this is one of those things that people talk about all the time, raising corruption in Liberia, public malfeasance. You receive $110 million, yet the economy of the country is in shambles. The ambassador is concerned. So what the U.S. government is calling for is targeted, targeted sanctions on public officials in Liberia in the wake of the high level of public sector corruption in the country. And I think that's a welcoming news. People need to be held accountable in the country of Canada. And let me wrap it up by saying that the ambassador also expressed concern regarding the statement that came from Monrovia City Mayor Jefferson Koji. In recent time, Mayor Koji was in the news saying that, well, the MCC has not been able to meet the expectation of the people of Liberia or the people of Monrovia by removing garbage or filth from the street because international community seems to be looking the other way. The ambassador thinks the other way. The ambassador thinks that it is not a responsibility of the international community to honor rights such a responsibility. And I agree with the ambassador on that. The MCC on an annual basis gets budgetary allocation. The MCC also generates its own funds. So what happened to the fees they collect from the marketing association? All the businesses in Monrovia. Somebody has to account. Yes, I would like to go to you for another training news. I'm sure you have another thing you want to talk about.
Not really, Moses. Except for the continued traffic in the city.
Yeah.
And again, I wouldn't call it traffic, I'll call it chaos. Because if people were following the rule of law, then
Yeah.
the spaghetti driving they're doing here with people
Yeah.
interweaving all over the place, that wouldn't happen. But I spoke with a police officer tonight who was very candid that their hands are tied. A lot of them, whom I've spoken with, particularly the guy tonight, said that usually they want to enforce the law, but once they pull someone over for bad driving or motorbike rider for cutting through cars, those guys step to the side, make a call, and that call to a higher up in government, and particularly at the national police headquarters in Monrovia Central, as it
Yeah.
called. And then they call the police officer and say, "My man, let that man go." And the police officers say no. They say, "Okay, meet me to Central." And they pull them over. Sometimes the guys say they take the clothes out and jail them for about a week,
Wow.
or sometimes they will say, "Go home, don't come back here." Can you imagine that? A public servant sent
Yeah.
home
For under doing
without
his or her
any,
job. Yeah.
yeah. So
It's
yeah, so
is
that that's
is
that's that's one of the reasons why you see police. The guys say, "I just come to do what I gotta do, and I go to find food for my family. I ain't got the time to go through this." And
I
when
agree.
when when the law enforcement officer get to that point where he feels that he's a toothless bulldog,
Hmm.
then it's all about what he can find for the day, and just go by that day and take care of his family. So it's no longer the public's welfare, the public's safety is now becoming a person's welfare and a person's safety.
Yeah.
And police force, from my understanding and education, are established as a result of ensuring,
Public safety.
public safety, serving the community, making sure that people are safe and people can go about their normal businesses without any impediment. um, so that's the order of the day. Every intersection you go, you cannot even go through freely. You have everything happening at the same time: the motorcycle, the pimping, the trucks, the cars, the pedestrians, the marketers. They sell until they sell into the road. So in the case of where you want to navigate or veer off, or it's just impossible. It's just a clogged situation, like when the commode or the toilet or something clogged,
Yeah, clocked.
and you have to have a plunger to really clear, or bring a plumber. That's how our traffic look. And they're not traffic because they're traffic because too many cars or anything. It's just because no one follows the traffic rule. Everyone does his or her own thing. You're sitting at the light is red. The motorbikes are exempt. They can just run through the red light at will, even though there's a cross traffic. They don't care. And that's the situation. But let's move on
So
to
so
our
yeah,
studio guest tonight, Moses.
mhm, mhm.
We've gone about 17 minutes now. Let's
Yeah,
bring in Meshach, Elliott. Meshach, good evening. Welcome. Are you in Capamos?
Yeah,
Ishak is blurred.
yeah. Good
Okay.
evening. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, welcome again, my man. How's everything since the last time we're here? What's the
Yeah,
preparation like now for the upcoming event?
yeah. We are moving gradually, and by God's grace, we are with the conviction that the ceremony will be possible. So we are moving towards the ceremony and smoothly by the help of God.
Okay. Okay.
The
So we have
awareness
Dr. Baba. Moses is
has been
here.
created,
So
and we continue to create the awareness.
Welcome, Mr.
all
Elliott.
right.
Thank you.
So I see the theme. Why the theme is chosen? Tell the public the theme for this 45th celebration and why the theme was chosen. Any one of you can go, Dr. Baba or Meshach.
Dr. Bagwa, are
Go
you
ahead,
there?
Yeah,
Meshach.
yeah. So the theme, the Rabba Gbaba Peace and Cultural Festival. The theme, the cultural festival is in honor of Dr. Gbagba, the CEO and founder, executive director of the Dehkontee Artist Theatre Incorporated. We decided to name it in his honor because of his involvement, because of his contribution towards theater, towards cultural activities, towards peace in the country for the past 45 years plus. So we decided to name that in his honor.
Moses?
Yeah, I know they have a lot lined out for next month, but I want him to just help us learn a little bit about his organization. I know you've been around for more than 40 years, right, Mr. Elliott? The Dehkontee Artist Theater been around for more than 40 years, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So, as an organization, the theater, what does it seek to accomplish? What are your some objectives? What are those objectives that you really want to accomplish?
We intend to accomplish few things.
Hmm.
One, we intend to do all we can to maintain the peace that we enjoy in Liberia. Are you getting me?
Yes, we're listening to you.
Hello?
Yeah, I
Yes,
am
we
here.
are.
We are
Okay,
We
to
are.
listening to
Go
you.
maintain.
ahead.
Hmm.
All right, so we intend to do all we can that we can maintain the peace in Liberia. How can we contribute towards the peace process in our country? We have decided to go from one community to another community, to visit schools, to visit churches, which we have begun, to spread the news about peace, the importance of peace. And we also decided to promote our own Liberia culture, we observe that the culture is dying gradually in this country. I can remember my days in high school. I cannot recall a day that the culture of our country was taught, even up to the university that I've graduated, and I could not really feel our culture. So we intend to promote our Liberia and African culture, and we also intend to promote peace and reconciliation. And by the help of God, we are faithful that this dream will come to pass.
The Ministry of Information
Amen.
has the Ministry of Information has a cultural wing. Are you working in collaboration with the Information Ministry, especially the Department of Culture and Tourism?
When it comes to working in close relationship with them, uh, the executive director have written them, which of course I will CC in that email, informing them of our work, and he even in that communication, all what that he have been doing was in that communication, including our upcoming programs and other things was in that communication. So when it comes to the information being disseminated to them, I would say yes, they should be aware because I was CC in that identical mail that was sent.
Okay. So, Dr. Gbagba,
Yeah.
talk to us a bit about the upcoming event. Who are some of the invitees? How is this program going to be executed, Dr. Gbagba?
Um, I'm glad that the young man answered your questions, technical questions that you asked, Mr. Sandy. Um, and of course, now you know that we've invited the Honorable Minister of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism, who also happened to have been a former Dehkontee artist, beneficiary and employee, that we were having this conversation. I mean, we're having this festival that we wanted to work along with the ministry to make it grand, to make it Liberian, for me to, to give back to Liberia, because this theater thing, I went to acting and directing school on government of Liberia scholarship. Or government of Liberia scholarship. Unlike other colleagues of mine that went on government of Liberia scholarship that graduated and never returned, immediately after I got my MFA in theater, in directing and acting, I proceeded, I reported to the Ministry of Education. I returned to Liberia, reported to them and said, thank you for the opportunity. I'm here to serve, to do whatever it is that we're doing those times. During that time, unfortunately, they didn't see the importance of what I was there to do and why they invested over $27,000 to $30,000 in me for me to get my MFA. So they sent me to be special assistant to Jala Keke Kamara. So that was the situation. When I found out that it was my waste of time, that's when two intellectuals, Dr. Stephen Yeckerson and Dr. Salefu, they said we cannot have this kind of person with this kind of knowledge and skill sitting down and not doing anything and be serving as special assistant to Jala Keke Kamara. So they employed me as a lecturer at Cottington. That's when I left the government to go to Cottington University, and I had a very fruitful and blessed time at Cottington because Yeckerson and Salefu, they took good care of me, they respected me, they provided all the all that I needed to teach literature, to teach drama, to be the director of the Cottington University Players. And we put up a big show at the Renner Theater that people travel from all over the world to come and watch.
Okay.
So that piece of that whole story, with respect to that. So yes, and also when we spoke the first time, I told you that I always send correspondences to the government officials who are responsible for these ministries that I deal with, that I relate to. The only person that I have not sent invitation to, that's the Minister of Education. And I want to publicly apologize for not doing that, because I'm also an educator. Special education, Master of Science in Special Education, Elementary and Special Education, and Doctorate in Educational Leadership. So I apologize to the Minister of Education for not reaching out to him, but I wish that they too would have reached out to me, also, because we are in this thing together. I'm an elder. I'm going into my 70s and all of that. Pretty soon, I have the strength to be able to do these things that I'm supposed to do for the country. I've been away from Liberia now for 25 years. 25 years. That's a quarter of a century of waste of intellectual strength and all of that. So I'm glad that you guys are realizing that the young man that you just interviewed is telling you those things. I'm not putting it in your mouth. That's what we call that. I'm a pedagogue. When I teach you, Moses, you will never forget it. You may speak vibe, but I can teach you. If I teach you Pele, you will speak Pele like you were born, in Swakoko. You see, so that's what's taking place. And the project that we are doing in Liberia right now is research based. It's based on my doctoral research, qualitative research on how you can use the culture of a people, of a student, of anybody to motivate them to be themselves and to be very productive. So that's what we need right now in Liberia. So this is no play thing. I beg you, Moses, you and Fokino, you continue to struggle to push this thing here like the way you're doing. It's not about Joe Gbaba. It's about the Republic of Liberia.
Okay.
Spending 48 years to do this thing that I've been doing, 2 more years, it will be half a century. How much longer must it take for me to be able to tell you the things that we need to do to fix the country? Just stop being prejudiced to say, oh, that crown man and this and that. Yes, a crown man, I'm a descendant from the royalty of crown people, but God chose me to do the work that I'm doing. When Baltimore them got ready to leave, they left it with me. I'm the next Baltimore of Liberia. There's nothing you can do about it. Baltimore or Gola, you were there. Now all Gola people will control the culture of the country. Crown man there, you better respect me, or else I will send the devil to you to take care of you one by one.
So Dr. Gbaba, let's narrow down on the program.
No, excuse me. I said yo.
Yo.
I said yo.
Yo.
Yeah, don't bring that to me, Moses. Yeah, Fokino, what about you?
Fokino, go ahead.
Fokino, can you hear us?
Yeah,
Dr. Gbaba, with everything, I know your passion about what you love to do, and being away from Liberia makes it kind of difficult for you to be able to do firsthand on the ground stuff. For this occasion coming up next month, are you contemplating coming to Liberia? Will you be a part of this celebration?
No. I will not. No, I will not come to Liberia. No, I'm not coming to Liberia in April when this is taking place. This is the first. This is the first show. This is a litmus test. That's number 1. 2, this is to show you, the Liberian people, that when you put theories into practice, the results, that's what you're coming to see. The project is, as I told you before, is research based. These young people that you're interviewing, that the men standing up and talking up like that very vibrantly and confidently, he's doing so because they were taught that the theorists we got, they underlying theory of the project is called the Cook-Tunnel theoretical framework. The Cook-Tunnel theoretical framework is a mixture of various theories that are blended. How you call it? Constructivism, which is a type of theory where if I'm dealing with Moses Sunday, if I'm teaching Moses Sunday, if we find, when I'm teaching here, I'm teaching things that about 5 people so that he will continue to be 5. So that one of the theories, then one of the other theories that we use is multiculturalism. Multiculturalism helps us to realize that I must respect you, Moses Sunday, for who you are, where you come from. When you speak your language, I must respect it. Burkina Faso, where you come from, I should respect you for who you are, and you should respect me for who I am. These are things that Liberians need to know, to learn, and to practice, so they will start disrespecting one another. That's where the hatred can come in. We must celebrate our diversity. We should not use it as a divisive mechanism. So to answer your question, no, I will not be coming, but you will see the fruit of my work. The project is results driven. So I don't have to be there. And then besides that, I'm always in contact with them, just as I am with you right now. So we hold classes, we hold sessions, we hold Zoom meetings. I'm always there administratively. You know, we're in touch with one another, and I'm teaching them these leadership skills so that they can do it. So I want you to judge their output when you come to the festival, April 15th to the 17th. I want you to see the fruit of my labor after 48 years.
Okay. Moses?
Yeah, so I wanted him to tell us a bit about the number of groups that will be participating and where will they be traveling from.
And I think that question should be
Yeah,
for
Meshach.
Meshach.
Yeah, Michelle, you want to answer that, Michelle? How many groups
Yes,
you
Meshach.
invited and where are they coming from?
We just lost him.
Okay. But Dr. Gbaba, I think you should have some understanding as
Okay.
executive director.
Okay, now I can give some information. I can give some information on that. You know, while we wait for him to come on. Okay. The cultural festival. Let me just break it down for you guys. The cultural festival begins on Friday, April 15th, at precisely maybe 5 a.m. in the morning. 5 a.m. in the morning is when we're going to be doing the traditional ritual of the slaughtering of the cow for the feast. That will be conducted by elders. Traditional elders will conduct that, and hopefully we hope to record it so that it can be taught in the schools for people to know what we do when we're having cultural festivals and all those kinds of things for them to know. So that's the first thing. So if you come into the cultural festival, you want to be there at the spiritual beginning of the whole thing, the whole place, so that you can get a feeling and the spirit of the entire festival. So that's the first thing. Then in the morning, maybe from 8 to 5 p.m. is the soccer Olympic among 5 high schools in Harper City. These 5 high schools also consented to establish DATI peace theaters in their schools. So we are going to be establishing peace theaters in these schools where we will train the young people peace and reconciliation skills, so that they also can go out and reach out to their peers and people in their communities and neighborhoods and all of that. So these 5 schools will be contesting. They will be vying. They will be vying for the Timothy Gardner soccer trophy. Timothy Gardner. Another thing to tell you is that our project is supported by grassroots. The chairman of the board of directors of Dehkontee Artist Theater in the United States is a young man, ordinary person, whose married to a Liberian lady and loves his African arts and culture, and he's been with Dehkontee artists for almost 22 years. So he's the first African American chair of the board of directors of Dehkontee Artists Theater. So we are honoring him for that. So the trophy is named in his honor. So they'll be vying for that trophy. Friday evening is the cultural extravaganza at this Harper City Hall, where local groups that you are asking about, that Meshach will tell you about, will be performing and will be vying for the Rabbi Joe Gbaba Performing Arts Trophy. Now, you know, whoever will get that trophy, that serious blessing for them, because it's the first time we're awarding a trophy in my honor, you know, like that. So they will be vying for the Rabbi Joe Gbaba Performing Arts Trophy on Friday. Saturday morning, before you wake up, you will yell, back you up. Everybody will be celebrating, awakening the spirits of our forefathers. We'll be in our regalia, the Gbaba war dancers, the cultural dancers, the musicians, the this and that. We get ready for that peace march.
Okay.
So there will be a peace march through all the principal streets of Harper, and the march will end at the city hall, where we will have the induction of 8 young people who trained and completed their course of study to become DATI peace advocates. So they will be inducted. They usually take oath. You got to take oath to be a DATI peace advocate, because that oath you're taking is not for us alone, for God and the people that you swearing before, so that you can be committed to promoting peace and reconciliation in the country. So that will be happening. And then there will be a theater production called Banu Dado. Banu Dado is a Gbaba expression that means let us all be one people. So Banu Dado will be staged that night, and that play is written and directed by one of my trainees, because I'm also trying to bring up young people so that when I retire, I can sit down and watch them do the things that I used to do for the past 48 years, 50 years, whatever it is. And then finally on Sunday, that's when we have the Thanksgiving Mass. Hopefully it's going to be at the St. Teresa Cathedral, you know, in Harper. So that's the whole event there. So it's a full-scale cultural, entertainment, social, athletic, you know, kind of extravaganza.
So how much is being put into this?
Anything? Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that, Victoria. How much has been put into
Yeah,
financing is how much is being put into financing the entire program?
The budget that the planning committee submitted was around maybe like $5,000.
Okay.
$5,000. So I've been trying to raise $5,000, you know, for this particular event. So far, some Liberians, especially Marylanders have stood up, you know, like Aaron Cooper. Aaron Cooper is one of our strong supporters, and we want to really thank him through this media, so that everybody will know that we got a man who is proud of his heritage in Gbaba. Dr. Elliott, Dr. James Y. Elliott is also a strong supporter, and God must bless him too for what he's doing. Philip Isibio Clark, our former, you know, striker from Lone Star, he's also he's the sponsor of the soccer tournament. He took care of the budget for that. So we also want to say thanks to him for that. You know, so there are other people who are assisting, you know, with respect to that, but we still need more support, and we need government support. We cannot continue to do this alone. It's not about Joe Gbaba. It's not my culture. It's Liberian culture. So at some point, you know, want to do that. And then also I want to use this opportunity to personally invite His Excellency George Manning Weah to the function. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want for me to send letter to George Weah again to somebody and he doesn't get it. because I've invited his minister for information, cultural affairs, and tourism, and up to now he has not even replied us. When I told him that we needed help, he said it was a private thing, so we must look for our own publicity and all of that. That was what Ledger who Rennie told me.
Hmm.
But that would
Okay,
be
Buchanan.
surprising, Dr.
Yeah, so
Baba.
these are the things too that can make the president look bad.
As I was saying, Dr. Baba, that would be very surprising to come from Ledgerhood, especially knowing that the DATI or Dehkontee Artist Theater,
Mhm.
why it may be a private venture, the name has resonated in Liberia over a generation. And I would think that with regards to
Mm-hmm.
the national culture troop, the demolition of the Kennedy Center by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, we have not heard about the relocation, no head, no tail. I am a victim of the relocation, the selling of the National Culture Center. So you would think that Degony Artists Theater would be one of, a sister organization to help continue, to improve cultural growth in Liberia. So my thought here is, why will Mr. Rainey not put you in touch with the Liberian president to see, at what point the government can subsidize rather the effort of DATI.
I can't wrap my head
Well,
around
that wouldn't be something that I would answer, but my responsibility was to let you know, put the information out there. There's
yeah.
the Meshach will attest to it because he just told you that he was CC'd on the letter that I sent to the minister. It's been almost like, I don't know what, almost a month now, whatever, and there's been no response, no phone call, nothing of that kind. This cannot continue. We're talking about peace and reconciliation. So why must somebody who's in the position, to support what I'm doing, so for the common good of the people of Liberia, antagonize, what I'm doing? What
Okay.
is this about?
Okay.
This doesn't augur well for the image of the government and the president, because the president put him there so he can do those things on your behalf. So that's why I'm inviting the president personally through this medium tonight, that he's more than welcome to come to Harper to the festival. We will be highly honored because he's the father of the nation. If we're promoting the culture of the country, and we invite the minister of culture, it's a duty to take that letter and carry to the president and say, Mr. President, our senior father, Dr. Gbaba, has taken his own money out of his pocket to do so and so thing for the country. At least the best thing we can do is to be represented there. That his responsibility to do it. Not to come to disrespect me and disrespect the effort of the young people that I'm working with. Look at the kind of work that this young boy has done. You ask him all that question, you are able to answer for you. They're the ones on the ground that are running up and down. So what about the future of our young people? That's
Let,
disrespect. That's abuse of the youth of the country.
let's hear from Meshach. He's been in and out. So Meshach, preparations, I'm sure, on the grounds is gaining momentum. But Maryland is a very far away place from Monrovia. Even Dr. Baba asked me whether I was coming to Maryland to grace the occasion. And I asked him, how am I going? Is it by canoe? Is it by road? Is it by plane? What would be the process of commuting from Monrovia to Maryland
Yeah,
if someone wanted to
transportation.
come over? And the easiest way to do that, you can imagine we're approaching the rainy season soon.
Okay, thank you, and let me say sorry that I've been, in and out because of the poor network. I have to switch from one GSA to another GSA, so I'm very sorry.
Okay.
If it comes to, the best way to come to Maryland, we have a commercial plane or flight from Maserati that usually comes to Maryland on
And
Monday,
where in Montserrat?
Wednesdays.
Is it flying out of Spring
Coming?
Spain or is it flying out of RIA?
No, spring.
Springs. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Are you
go ahead.
telling me
So
Spring is still is open to the public for commercial
yeah,
flights?
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Okay.
for commercial flight.
So give the
Yeah.
schedule. Give the schedule of the
So
flight.
so the schedule is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So is 165. So a round trip 165 times two will make a round trip.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
and
it's
then
safe.
we,
It's safe to fly.
yeah, of course, yes, it's
And what
safe.
airline is that? What airline is that?
I don't
Air
really
Liberia.
know. No, not
We
Air
got Air
Liberia.
Liberia.
No, not Air Liberia. And then we also have commercial cars, and the commercial cars when during the rainy season, it can be really be easy. So if you are coming and decide to use the road, it's
Mhm.
better to come with a Land Cruiser, which will be good because in April we'll be approaching the rainy season. So we're already approaching the rainy season. So from Maserati here during the rainy season, it can be around something around 15,000, 15 to 20,000 from Maserati here. But the
So
best way to use is the air, to use the airline.
yeah, so Mr.
And
Elliott.
have you flown
Okay, go
most
ahead.
of let me just
Yeah, go ahead.
quickly
Mhm.
have you flown that flight before?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Economically, I'm not financially strong, so I'm not.
Uh, okay.
Yeah,
So let me
Okay.
yeah.
let me let me just ask this question. It's just a follow up to the question that Volcano asked you regarding the mode of travel. Now, will you also have other cultural groups traveling from other parts of Liberia to Maryland for this event?
Uh, Initially we had
No,
in
I would
our
like to
plan.
answer that. No, 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 we will not.
Or why?
Yeah, that a while coming too far before I wanted to say no.
Because
So
of
let.
logistics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
go ahead. Go
So
ahead,
yeah,
Meshach.
initially we wanted to get the cultural troop from Grandchile.
Okay.
We were thinking about transporting them here, but later we thought of the transportation involved. To transport a person from Grandchile here, the least money is 5,000 to go can, and then the culture troop sometimes they be around 15 or 17 persons, and we are actually doing this having this program actually to be able to furnish our office, our office. That's the major thing we trying to how to go have this program. So when you spend that amount of money, and then you have the program, you are able to gain such of money, it will become a problem. So we decided to do away with them for now. Since indeed the program will be every year, this program will be every year. So this year we can do away with them. Any money we raise this year, we can use it to furnish our office and buy other things for the office at the museum. So maybe by next year, in our plan for next year, we can incorporate other people from other counties.
Okay.
So for
And when you
now,
say the
no.
museum, you mean in Maryland?
Yeah, the Harper
So
Museum.
this is a chapter initiative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And you guys will be selling tickets, right?
Yes, we'll be selling tickets.
And what are the prices?
So for
Go now.
for the stadium, the games on the stadium, the Olympic on the stadium,
Hmm.
for the five high schools to enter on the stadium is 50 LRD, 50 Liberian dollars. And
Okay.
then for the cultural show, which will be on Friday night, student is $200, and then VIP is $500, and then
So help us understand.
VVIP.
Uh, uh, Mr. Elliott, you are talking to a very mass audience. So when you say
Okay.
$200, $500, explain to the people that you're talking about Liberian dollars. Can
Okay,
you
all
can
right,
you
sorry.
better explain
So
that? Yeah.
yeah, so for the stadium for the match, the Olympic,
Yeah.
50 Liberian dollars.
Mm-hmm.
50 Liberian dollars per
Yeah.
person. 50 Liberian dollars, and it's just open.
Okay.
And then for the show, the cultural show, Friday night, 200 Liberian dollars for students, which is ordinary. And then for VIP, we is 500 Liberian dollars with a drink, a soft drink. And then we also have VVIP, very important person. VVIP is $1,000 with
Okay.
any drink, maybe for the therefore.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
So how's the momentum on the grounds? People are looking forward to this event.
Of course, for beginning with the Olympic, initially we wrote like 7 schools, but 2 schools have let us down, so we have like 5 schools that will be participating in
Tell
the
us the
tournament.
schools.
Our Lady of Fatima Kakde High School, Kipamos High School, J.S. Pratt United Methodist High School, John Hillary Totman High School, and East Harper High School. These are the 5 schools that will be taking part in the Olympic.
Okay. So for the Olympic, will you guys be providing feeding for the various teams?
No, we are not providing feeding for the various teams. They will be responsible for themselves. We have communicated with them
Mm-hmm.
because the winner will walk away with a prize. So and they are not paying money to take part in the tournament. It's free to participate in the tournament. So we talked to them already. So we'll not be feeding them.
Okay.
Apart
The
from
only
the
time
tournament, would there be
we will give them, we will feed them on Saturday. They will be fed on Saturday during right after the parade. During the parade and after the parade, they will be fed. But players on the stadium will not be fed.
Okay.
Yeah.
apart from the tournament and the parade? What type of plays that the audience should look forward to? Dr. Baba is a playwright. He writes acts and stuff. Are everything going to be original?
Okay.
Are we having some
No,
what we're
we
talking about,
have we
dramatization and play let back in the day when we're in school, say play let or dramatization or stuff like
we
that,
have
or
we
just
have
culture
we we
band?
have we we have a drama that will be performed on Saturday after the parade. That is Banu Dedo. Let us be one.
Okay.
Okay.
Banu
How
Dedo
long
in
is
the
that
in the
drama?
in the group in the it's like 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes.
But there will be series of those short dramas.
For now, only that one will be performed. But in the night,
Okay.
during the show in the night, there will be
Mm-hmm.
different performances in the night. But on
Okay.
Saturday after the parade will be only that drama, and the drama is about a land dispute between 2 towns, and so DATI peace advocate will come to intervene, and we will apply all our training when it comes to mediating conflict and to resolve issues. So that's what we will be doing as 30 peace advocate. So
Okay.
2 towns will
So
have a confusion over land, and we will
okay.
come to intervene. We will mediate and tell them, it's not good to have confusion among the 2 towns just for a piece of land.
Go Volcano.
In Hapo, or the superintendent, or just the government seat in Hapo supporting this venture?
We have written them. We have written the superintendent. We have written the mayor and almost every other government official, including including the Maryland Legislative Caucus. So we've written every lawmaker in the county. So, but we have not yet gotten a fruitful result yet. But we've written all of them, and we try to.
And Moses, just
Yeah,
before you come in, uh,
let me come in, please.
I'm coming,
Let me
Dr.
come in.
Baba.
That's written.
Yeah, no, let
Dr.
me come in
Baba.
with respect to that question that you asked.
Okay, go ahead.
The superintendent of Maryland County is very, very cooperative. He's one of our sponsors. Very, very helpful. He helped us to get the office space at the museum in Harper. So I want to make that very clear that he's one of those who's really representing the president. He represented the government, as a leader for our county. He welcomed our program and he gave us all the support. His office is always open to us.
Okay.
But I was also thinking this the speaker is from Maryland County, right? Buffalo Chambers, allegedly, right?
Yeah, he's from Maryland. Yeah, Dr. Chambers is from there. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, but I
So
think they said you wrote him too, right, Meshach?
I think he's frozen.
Are you frozen? Yeah,
Yeah.
but
No, he's not.
he told you that they wrote all the legislative caucus people and all of that. Everybody
Yeah.
was written. This is an event. In fact, we even wrote the chief counsel. We wrote our old man, our father,
Chief
Zanza
Zanza.
Kawa.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yes, and I had the opportunity, the privilege to speak with him on the phone, and he was very, very receptive. In fact,
Okay.
he invited the youth in Monrovia to come and see him and all of that. So
Okay.
we consulted our elders, we consulted those people that we're supposed to consult when we're having something like this. Because it's a peace thing, you got to invite everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from Maryland.
Thank you.
Send
Let's
him
go to
communicate
intermission quick.
with
If you're just
Walker.
joining us,
So
this
we
is
send.
the Issues Room. The Issues Room is broadcasting live from Monrovia, Liberia. Here with Dr. Joe Gbaba. He is the founder and executive director of the Dehkontee Artist Theater Incorporated, DATI. We have Meshach Elliott. Mr. Elliott is heading branches or chapters, and that is the chapter in Maryland, and they are prepping for the 45th celebration of DATI come April 15th through the 17th. We've covered some of the things that will be a part of that festivity. The Issues Room is on Tuesdays and Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. The time changed. We were broadcasting midnight in the Greenwich Mean Time Zone, but we're back now to 11 o'clock because of
Oh man.
daylight saving time in the U.S. So we're making, a little bit of effort now to be here for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Uh, we want to welcome everyone. Joe Cully, Dawkins Richards. He says he's on GS Road, but man, we'll catch up. You're in my neck of the woods. Bennett O'Connor, Arnold B. Weir from Margibi County, Royal Smith, Seba Kurate, Bennett O'Connor again, Janet Bendu Bien, Pastor John J. Bridges Jr., Joseph Wright, of course. He's back in the country. He's also on GS Road. What's happening is these guys are coming home. Amy Bachu, Wilmot Caillou Jr., Joetta, Cisco. We say welcome to all of you folks here tonight in the Issues Room. Moses,
Yeah. Dr. Baba, are you there? I think
he's not around
he's
yet.
off
Let's
camera.
go.
Yeah.
Let's go to
Mhm.
Meshach.
Yeah.
Meshach is here.
Yeah, Mishai. Ambassador Andy, the cultural ambassador, was she also invited to this elaborate program you guys are planning?
Oh no, she hasn't.
Why? I mean, why was she not invited? This is the cultural ambassador, right?
Yeah, so we are still in the preparatory stage, and she will be invited upon getting her email address. So she will be invited as well.
Okay. Dr. Bagwa, you want to say something about that? Are you there, Dr. Bagwa?
About what?
No, we're talking about invitation for
Yes, I am.
Ambassador
Can you see
Andy.
me?
Yeah, we see you. We're talking about Ambassador Andy, the cultural ambassador. What's the relationship and whether she was invited?
Of, 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 unfortunately, while this may sound like a political thing, that's not something that I'm interested in anyway. In case if you have her information and address and you want to forward it to us, we'll be more than happy to invite her. But we're not, unfortunately, we've not been able to invite everybody, like that, But it's a good reminder that we could forward her an invitation to somebody that I met very briefly. We're not in communication, in contact, for many years and all of that, but we would be more than happy to invite her and invite anybody else, not just Judy Andy.
Okay. Yeah.
So Meshach, you
So if
talked
you could
about
kindly, if you have her information, if you could kindly, email it to me, we'd be more than happy to reach out to her, including her number and all of that. And then I can personally, apologize and tell her, whatever it is. But thank
What?
you for bringing that up.
Yeah, no, ambassador. Let me just clarify this. I'm not actually pleading for the ambassador. I was just asking a question because she's the cultural ambassador, and and what you guys
Yeah, I
do
mean,
has to
you
do with
asking the
culture.
question
Yeah,
is good and all of that, but we don't
yeah,
want it to sound political, like, that's somebody that we don't want to see at the function or whatever.
I know.
That's not the issue. So
Yeah,
that's
that
why
is
I'm
not
saying
what
it's
I'm
a good
saying.
reminder that you asked about her and all of that. That's why I'm requesting that if you have her information, please pass it to us so we can send it to her.
Okay, okay.
let me come to Meshach here quick and ask Misha, what's your target audience for this occasion?
Uh, our target audience for this occasion is the students, the traditional elders, that's our chiefs, the chiefs and elders. We also targeting the government officials, which includes the superintendent, the the legislative caucus, the commissioners, and other local government officials. We also
Okay.
targeting our the chapter in Moserado, that's the Tubo chapter. They will be here as well, and we our guest speaker, which is one of our audience. She's the board chair for Liberia for DATI, that Mistress Shiva Brown. She will be here as a guest speaker, and so
Okay.
these are our targeted audience: the government officials, the students, the community, our chief and
The
elders,
clergy, everybody.
Okay.
including
Moses
the
Sandy,
clergy.
Fokino Shelton, everybody.
Okay.
All
So
right. So you talked about raising some funds for your office. Do you have a target amount that you intend to raise as a result of these festivities starting the 15th through the 17th?
Yes, like 5,000 is our targeted amount. 5,000 and that's $6.
Okay.
but now help me
Well,
understand.
let me step in. Let me
Let
step in.
me
Uh,
I think
it cannot be
I,
5,000 because we
I
come
think
to
Brother
come
Baba
spend
was
you
waiting
spend
for
5,000
that's
you.
the question I was about to
to get it
ask.
started. But we pray that people will feel sorry for us and add 5,000 more to the 5,000 that we put in there so we'll be able to do what we gotta do.
Yeah, that's a very good clarification, because when
Okay.
you
So
said
so we're
five
pushing
thousand,
for
I
10
said, but
grand.
yeah, okay. Looking forward to 10 grand. Yeah, it makes the addition works. You can't spend five
Yeah,
thousand and expect to raise 5,000. Then it defeats the
yeah.
then
purpose.
you break even.
It breaks. It defeats the purpose. Yeah, this seems to be a very good program, and I hope that everything's we're ready to take shape now. After this elaborate program, where do you intend to take the theater?
Uh,
Dr. Bagba, any
we
of
intend
you can
because
answer? Yeah. Any of you can
Yes,
answer.
so
Yeah.
Go ahead, Meshach.
Mhm.
we intend to take the theater to the high schools. Now, one, we intend to take the theater to the community because if you look at our plans of action for this year and next year is to have the theater in the various high schools. That's the peace, the DATI peace and cultural theater in the various high schools. And so we want for the culture, our culture, to be taught in the high schools. So those will be part of the peace theater in the high school will have the opportunity to learn the Liberia and African culture. They will also have the opportunity to be prepared when it comes to peace and reconciliation. They will be taught, and then our next plan is to take it to the community. We in our Canada event we have like every Saturday to go to the community to preach the importance of peace and reconciliation and how to promote our Liberian African culture. We also intend to reach at the various marketplaces in Maryland County. So these are places we intend for the theater to reach.
Okay.
What's the relationship with the chapter in Maryland and the chapter in Monrovia? Would there be some degree of representation from the Monrovia chapter
Ye-
in Maryland at this occasion?
yes, they'll be represented. So the invitation have already been extended to them. They have already started preparing for that, so they will be represented. Even during that time, we will also have the time. We have already set up the, the Constitution Review Committee. So during this identical period, we will have the time that the Constitution Revision Committee will come and review our Constitution to see what necessary for us to add in the Constitution or what can be subtracted from that Constitution. So they will be here. Their impact will be felt as well.
Okay. So, and let me ask Dr. Gbagba, from what I'm hearing, you guys have a very good idea in terms of what you want to do. Do you have a local representation in Monrovia? Do you have an office space? And if you do, or what is happening at that particular office, Dr. Gbagba?
Good question. At this time, actually, we are appealing to everyone, all Liberians, including you, Volcano, everybody, to donate towards the DATI Kukatona Peace Project in Liberia. We were able to raise some funds to secure an office space on Dupo Road. Now we need money to renovate it, to furnish it, so that we can begin to offer courses in Liberian history and culture, dance, music, and all those kinds of things. So right now, this is what we need. That's why also we need for the higher ups, including the president of the country, to come to our rescue, to come to our assistance, so that we can be able to do something positive, something good to come from out of Liberia, other than all this yobo yobo and all those kinds of things. So we do have an office space there. Then we have one in Kepamas. So that's why we're trying to raise money so that we can do both centers. They will serve as peace and cultural centers when they are renovated and ready for service.
Dr. Baba, let me come in here. Let me just add a little political spin to this conversation tonight. We're gearing up for elections come 2023. What would be the role of DATI in terms of, sensitizing our people? Because through culture, we can also tell voters, you know, the rights and how to go about voting. We're not saying here pick our choice, but just being sensitized about what is happening in the country and to pick the right leader. Will DATI play a role in the electoral process in terms of educating our voters across the country through
We
playwrights and
are
play
we are we are we are
through
open.
through
We are
dramatization?
open. We are open to do that. We're open at any time. If the if we get a contract for us to do it, we can serve as a contractual, organization to carry on some civic education programs for the government, for the people of Liberia. We've done that before. We serve as an implementing agency with UNICEF when we did, the Kuka Tunnel project to promote peace and disarmament during the times of hostilities in the country. So that's something that we can do, for the government. We also had a little contract with Elections Commission during the time when I was there, 1997, where we did the civic education part of it. And I worked with the commission, as somebody in the civic education department to educate the people to do radio dramas and live performances, go to communities to do and all of that. So those are things that we can do. The youth are very trained to reach out to people, as you can see from his performance. And they are all university students and university graduates. So they are prepared, they were trained, and I have confidence in them. So these are things that we can definitely do, but we will have to be invited by those who run the show. As you can see, you had a so-called bicentennial, and we were not invited to the table to even discuss it. So if this kind of, and even to the extent where when you even send an invitation, you don't get response from it, that is very, very concerning. You cannot continue to run a country like that, especially when you have people who have the skills, the experience.
But there are other organizations outside of government. You said Carter Center, those are the folks that are concerned about Liberia's elections through the democratic process. Is it something that you've contemplated to reach out to those folks in terms of networking to create the sensitization around elections?
Yeah, that's a very good suggestion. We'll follow that suggestion too. And we will also, Meshach, let's make sure we send our invitations and things to the UN people, the Carter Center, everybody, regarding the festival, so at least they will know from the beginning what we're doing. Some of them can come and see it, and then maybe we can go from there. But that's a very good suggestion of Okino. Thank you very much.
Okay, Moses?
Yeah. The question that Okino asked, I would also like to follow up on that. Besides the Carter Center, have you people made any attempt to follow up with UNICEF in terms of support? Because UNICEF also, work with young people and other international organizations. Are you guys looking out to these organizations?
That will be our next challenge, because some of it is that the young people right now, because of bureaucracy, they're not able to reach out to some of these people and all of that. I'm not in the country right now, so that part of it is something that we hope that the board of directors, we tried to establish a board of directors in Liberia, but they were not really effective. So we're trying to see how we can establish that, because they will be the ones to intervene and help these young people, to reach out to. It cannot be just Joe Gbaba alone, It's for the benefit of the country, but those suggestions are good. And if you know of anybody, contacts, I think there that you feel we should write to and all of that, please send the information to us. Send it to us. We need help. These are the kinds of things we need help with too. Those ideas that you're bringing up, they're very good ideas. They can help us and they can help the country. Because if the Carter Center knows what we are doing and we are in contact with each other and all of that, definitely there will be some kind of change, some kind of assistance coming forth, to support our programs, because we are trained. There's a professional group, you see, so we can do a better job for the people like you, and you will enjoy it.
Okay. Dr. Gbaba, talk to us about the group in the United States, the Dehkontee theater group you have in the United States. How supportive is this group to what you guys are doing in Liberia?
Well, most of the support comes from here. It comes from not from Liberia.
Yeah,
whatever we're doing in Liberia comes from here. It's my people that I have here that do it. But with respect to Dehkontee artists as a group, right now in America, no, I'm not doing anything of that kind because of the COVID. We shut all those kinds of, appearances, shut them down almost like 2 years now. Just quite recently, I started a little program with some, elementary kids, after school program, just something to start with, because people are not really going out there like that here. Okay. And we're not performing, going around to do things here this COVID time. So that's it. That is shut. I stopped that, and I stopped that for a while now. Okay. So that's not active, as a group. not prepared for that. If we did anything, it would be something like a radio drama series to go to the studio and do some recording or on Zoom or something like that, but not in person.
Okay. Now you have Liberian communities spread throughout the Americas. Any plan to spread your work to these people, because you talk about promoting Liberia's culture, teaching peace and reconciliation, helping people to develop positive coping skills for coexistence. Any plan to reach out to these various Liberian groups in the Americas?
Some of them we have reached out to before and all of that, but you know, the support, you know, the questions you're asking, every question that you ask costs money.
Okay.
Over the past 48 years, I spent over millions of dollars doing this kind of thing every year, consecutively for 48 years, non-stop. Every year I put up something, anywhere I go, I put up something. It's a lot. So, and with Liberians, not that many Liberians are educated about themselves or their culture. So I don't have that kind of time now to be running behind people that don't even know their name. You ask them where you come from, they don't know. You ask them to say hello in their own language, they say, I don't know how to speak that thing. You know, that is kind of not something that I want to waste my time with right now.
No, but you want to teach, right? You want to encourage people to begin to gravitate towards the culture. Don't you think is necessary to really begin to reach out? Because
Well, I don't know what you mean by reach out. Now, how many times you want me to reach out? I alone reaching out, you not reaching out to me. If I see you doing something very good that I like, I will reach out to you and say, oh, Moses, I like what you did. And you're my own fast for you to do it. It will
okay,
take, after 48 years, you tell me I have not reached out?
no,
After 48 years?
I'm just asking question.
Yeah, no, but the question you're asking, sometimes when you ask questions, you got to, weigh the question that you are asking. You're asking a veteran of 48 years that he's not reached out when I perform for presidents, for diplomats, for this, that, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes people just are envious. Let's put it that way. Let me be frank. They're just envious.
Okay.
That's all. Because for me, I'm not that type of person. If I see you doing something good, I will praise you. If I can help you, I will help you. I will not bring you down. I don't have time for that. God is my protector.
Okay.
You the one got me going for 48 years. Why you think I'm in America and I'm doing things in Liberia without the help of the people who are supposed to help? That should tell you that this thing is not from me, it's from God.
Okay. So
All right, so Meshach,
So now I would like for you to direct your questions or your statement to the people who are listening to us. Tell us, my people listening, they may be for so thing. Let help him. That's why you should be telling them. Don't be asking me that one question. Why you reach out to this one? You reach out to this one. You reach out to this one. Why they not reaching out too? That's the question you should be asking.
All right,
you gotta be fair.
Hey,
I am being fair.
Tonight. Let me cut it. Let me cut it. We're talking reconciliation. In fact,
yeah, this is reconciliation.
Meshach talking about. But listen, Meshach.
Yeah, but listen now, gentlemen. I beg your pardon, man. I had traveled and all of that. It slipped my mind, and so just to make up, that's why I decided to spend the time. I beg you, please excuse me because I got to get on the road now to go.
Yeah, we're about to wrap up.
Okay,
so
yeah,
yes,
Dr. Gbaba, we should be wrapping up. If you can just give us 10 minutes, it won't be bad.
Moses, he can go.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
Because my question was to Meshach, actually. So, Meshach, I was watching a documentary some time ago. This whole idea of our young people who stereotypically called the Zogos, the at-risk youth, and all of that. Harper, Maryland County is no exception. Thousands of them are over there. What are some of the things that DATI could do to incorporate these young people? I'm sure some of them might have the talent, or what you do can give them some hope for tomorrow. Have you thought about that population and the impact that DATI can make with regards to bringing them on board?
Yes, I've been thinking about that. And one thing that I've thought of, that if God help me, that we can venture into, is the art of say no to drugs abuse in schools and community. Because we have observed that even in the schools, students go to grade school and go with drugs. Some
Hmm.
months ago, at one of the schools here in Harper, Maryland, a student was caught smoking at the back of the school.
Smoking
Smoking,
marijuana.
yes, and he was expelled.
Hmm.
And when that happened, I realized that he was not the only student. They are they are many. And so I've been thinking about this, that say no to drugs abuse in schools and community. And one of those that I was thinking about, that as soon I am prepared for that project, is to connect with the partners in health. They are actually doing well. They also have a group there that are responsible for mental health. I was thinking that we have some seminars around here that will help our brothers and sisters, because the the drugs, it actually have effect on them. Sometimes it's because of that most of them are in the street. But we're thinking about that to create some awareness that would actually get them out of the street. That is one of the things that actually on my mind, and it's my prayer that one day, that dream will come to pass. After this, I will see how best that initiative can be undertaken. So our brothers and sisters, it is getting too much. And if you look at Maryland County, for a year plus now, we've been out of central prison compound. We've been
Why?
out of central prison compound. Yeah, the last time the prison compound was found, when we had a protest here, and people ran in the prison compound, and they spoiled the prison compound since last year. I think March, around the same time. Since then, they have not renovated that prison compound. So if we have a case here, and then if a person is sentenced, you have to take them out to refugee. So it sometimes come to extent that if they take your case at the police station, and you don't have money for that person to be transported to refugee, they release the person. So
Can
when it comes to security here in our county, we are seriously insecure. So I think these programs will actually help a lot.
can you imagine, Moses, you transporting the person who has victimized you? Can you
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah.
that?
And
In in,
Volcano,
in
go ahead.
200 years,
Yeah.
in 200 years, I was just talking to another police officer who told me that, but man, they don't even have good 10 police officers in some of the
The depots
statutory districts within those counties. 10 police officer.
in rural Liberia.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
imagine in Maryland, you commit a crime, you walk scot free.
You also because no prison. So, like the guys who committed petty crimes, you know, I'm sure Michelle will. I mean, Michelle will agree with us that guys who do little shoplifting and stuff like that, they just let them go, right? Because
Sure,
those are
sure.
not major
Yeah.
offenses.
So,
So
Misha, any final word? We're about to wrap up. We have about 3 minutes to get out of here.
Yeah.
yeah. So let me extend my sincere thanks and appreciation to you for the opportunity. This my second time appearing, in your issue room. For me, I don't like to fail. if I put my my energy in anything, I don't like for it to fail. So I'm calling on every Liberian, even if you are not a Liberian, you are African, you are American, and that you help to support this project. And after this project, if we have at least, even if we have just one office, we have it furnished, we could even rent other NGOs around here. We could rent partners in health, to sponsor at least one or two programs that we have on mind. We will serve as volunteer, but for them to be able to provide some resources. So we encouraging everyone to actually help us in this process. I mean, the unemployment rate here in our county is on the increase. We have the university here. The university have putting out about 6 graduates now, graduating class now, 6 classes
Yeah.
now, yet and still. A lot of young people unemployed. I tell you, since 2020 we came out, it has not been easy. So I think this will help us, to be able to put food on our table. So once more, I say thank you, and I appreciate that Gbaba. He's been doing well. I also appreciate, a lot of people, other people been tipping in. I appreciate them for the little they have given. May God be able to replace the little they give. Thank you so much. That's what I have to say.
Thank you too, Mr. Elliott, for coming.
Thank you, Meshach.
All right.
Have a good night in
All
Maryland. I'm in
right.
Monrovia,
Most welcome.
so you're not different from me. We got electricity in Monrovia, so I won't even ask you about Maryland. And that's how bad it is here. Nothing going on, my brother. Thank you so much. Everybody hustling on the generator. Can you imagine 200 years we still don't have electricity, my man?
You don't have
Serious stuff.
stable
But Moses will
electricity.
be
Yeah.
having it tonight.
Yeah.
It's about 12
No, it's
28, almost 12:29. It's past midnight here in Liberia.
okay.
Were
So
you saying something?
no, I just want to say it was a great show. I hope that the program they will meet, you know, they will be able to accomplish, what they have planned, and hope that people will turn out. Want to say thanks to Dr. Wagba and the folks out there who are really working very hard to make this a success. For Kendall, it's always a pleasure being in the issues room. So I'll see you on Friday.
Thank you. God's willing. We'll be back here. I want to thank all of you, our viewers and listeners, for joining us here for this production. We covered the Dehkontee Artists Theater Incorporated, the upcoming program April 15th through the 17th in Harper, Maryland County, the Republic of Liberia, West Africa. We hope that all of you folks will join in with DATI to celebrate our culture and our heritage. We want to say thank you to Pay Edward for joining us here tonight, Kamon Joe Colley, T. Dawkins Richards. We say thank you so much for coming through. Bennett O'Connor, Janet Bendu Bien, John J. Bridges, the pastor. Welcome. Thank you for joining us here. Wilma Takayu and everyone else. By the grace of God, we'll be back here on Friday. As Moses said, my name is Volcano Shelton. We say have a good night, have a good morning, have a good afternoon, wherever you are.